kind of injury in there.
Well, let's wish him the best here.
Yes, we certainly do.
142. Now the question is, what is this going to do to Oklahoma State's mental set? You know, they've lost a couple here in a row.
We've seen it happen before, but one of the marks of really outstanding athletes is that they wrestle the match that they're in, and they don't worry about how the team is going to wrestle and how the team is performing. They have to learn to do that when they get to national competition. We'll see what happens in the match here with Bailey and
Dresser. Kevin Dresser of Iowa, 28-4, ranked 5th against Leo Bailey, who was an All-American 2 years ago at 134 pounds and redshirted last year. He's had trouble finding a place to wrestle.
Yeah, he normally does not wrestle for him because he's a 142-pounder, and Skov normally beats him out. Here he got caught in a takedown maneuver that didn't pan out because that great athletic balance pulled him out of there. It was very close, though.
It sure was. So he just goes right back to work again. Dresser of Humboldt, Iowa.
I think the thing that you can see in here is that Bailey from Oklahoma State likes to throw. He has some freestyle background. He's been working the low-level attack earlier, but he just hasn't been able to use it. Now here's that little tip that we've seen Dresser try earlier in this match, where he comes across and blocks the leg, pulls on the off arm. These boys have been making some offensive maneuvers here.
Yeah, he's using that same tip again.
He's caught him in a front headlock right now. He has the arm and the head, but he's boring into him instead of pulling him down and away from his base. So it'll be interesting to see what he's trying to do with this.
Now he's trying to come around. Nice move by Dresser.
Good athletic
talent. Boy, they're both looking good.
They're really throwing some moves right here.
They really are. There was a tough angle on the knee of Dresser, so Mike Allen, the official from Waterloo, stopped it with 1:24. We're halfway through the first period, no score.
Well, they've been wrestling offense, that's for sure, and countering extremely well with defensive offense.
Now Bailey comes in and overhooks that arm. Used a 2-on-1 there, and Dresser's been able to counter off that very, very well with that tip.
All right, they're both using the inside trip. When one gets the underhook, the other one's using the inside trip. So this is you're seeing a lot of the freestyle technique that people learn now when they wrestle international. The inside trip. Now here's one of the first low-level shots that Dresser's in on, and he's in very good position up around the head. If he drives it hard, he's got a chance.
And he got the takedown. He got the first one, 2-0, favor of the Hawkeye.
He still has the half, and now it's a matter of taking away one of Bailey's outside posts if he's going to use it to be effective for the take.
He let Bailey go, 2-1. Now Bailey is going to have to make some headway against Dresser, or you don't want to keep being put back up on your feet and having the other man take you down. You want to show him you're even. And again, Dresser, though, is in on the leg.
A lot of freestyle maneuver here by Bailey, but he really hasn't controlled much. Now Dresser's got him on the takedown here. I'm not sure he has him in the back for near fall points. Yes, there he is, signaling the near fall.
And it's a 4-point move for Dresser. Makes it 6-1.
So here he comes in, and he just steps right back into the single. Now Bailey puts himself here by trying to throw it, but he doesn't get his hips out of the way because Dresser keeps the arm and the hip in close control to him.
Bailey asked for injury timeout. He's saying to his trainer here, I'm okay, but they're going to take him off anyway. I'm not sure what the complaint is. He may have just been kicked, I think.
Well, when he had the leg, Dresser had the leg, and Bailey tried to throw, he put himself down to his back, with a hard throw, and it may have lit, right in the groin area, with, Dresser's shoulder.
As we said, he took last year off, and has, I think, taken more of this year off than he'd like. As we said, there are a lot of good wrestlers at these first 5 weights for Oklahoma State, and Bailey's had trouble finding a place.
He feels comfortable and cocky enough, as that confidence that good athletes have, but Skov is just too controlled and beats him out all the time.
We're going to see Skov at 150 coming up next against Jim Heffernan. Iowa leads 12-3 here after 3 matches. A pin by Davis and a default, Randall over Smith. Smith looked like he might have separated his shoulder a little bit.
Well, he's got the leg in, and he's got Dresser off his base. It's become more effective now just to stay in this position down, because the referees almost always call it a stalemate before they call it stalling. Now, Bailey's a little high now. He's let himself slide up a little high, and he may get reversed here, and if he does, he could go to his back.
Good athlete, though. He came out of it. Now it's a stalemate. See what you mean, Chuck. He called it a stalemate rather than... There's Joe C. Leroy Smith on the right. Jesse Reyes is sitting the left of the screen. He was a national champion last year at Cal Bakersfield and came to Oklahoma State with his coach.
This is a dogfight so far, but those early points by Dresser just put him in the driver's seat, and he just jumped the gun a little bit on top. Didn't get set.
6-1. Leo Bailey from Bixby, Oklahoma. There's Mike Allen. Referee.
Seems started a little different with that hand in a different position most boys are accustomed to. Puts the fingers down instead of up.
Dresser got to the feet.
He's got the head again now. Like with that head, he's going to the back.
He's got some back force. He's got Bailey in hot water.
He's in very good control here because he's out in front. Doesn't keep him from bridging through like that. That's outstanding.
Outstanding bridge.
Reversal right on into the head. That's what makes that effective, Doug.
I'll tell you, the score is 11-1 here. 11-1, and it took a fine athletic move by Bailey to come out of that near fall position. He bridged up strongly and came away. Injury to Bailey. Hawkeyes came to wrestle tonight.
They are going wide open.
And at 118 on the one they lost, they were in there too. Matt Egelund gave Mark Perry the scare of his life before.
Well, it's that kind of intensity, Doug, that really makes them the national championship team year after year. And other coaches around the country and fans around the country want to make all kinds of excuses. You know, they want to lay it on the referee.
See what happens.
Watch him catch the head now. When he catches the head, look how he scoots his hips out now. Go right back to the head. See, he comes right toward the head. And to really be effective at pinning a man, you have to get up toward his head, get in his face. And he's up there.
Boy, tough spot for Bailey. Now he goes into that bridge and was able to turn out of it.
You can see how he might have hurt his ribs in that position. Bridging that hard really strains it.
Well, the NCAA titles went to Oklahoma State for years, 27 of them, but look at the last year, 1971. Then it went elsewhere. Went to Iowa State in the 70s, then turned in the late 70s to Iowa, 9 up to 85.
And the way they're wrestling tonight, it's going to be 8 in a row for them.
Oh, I'll tell you.
10 titles for them.
Nationals are going to be wrestled in Oklahoma this year.
I don't think it would make any difference where it is the way they're wrestling tonight. They're just wrestling aggressive on all phases of wrestling. And that's what makes it very difficult to compete when you get good athletes trying to pin you, not just beat you. They're not trying to win close, they're trying to get after it.
Well, I go back to that Davis match. And several times he went in what would normally be a single leg position, but he went up top from it to throw the man to his back and did pin Brian Stevens. Well, there's the end of the second period. The score 11-1 in favor of Dresser, who got out big. He's had 2 near falls, a reversal, and 2 takedowns against Bailey. And now Bailey starts on the bottom. Third period, trailing by 10, now by 9.
Dresser intentionally released him. He's got that good low-level attack, and Bailey now will try to throw, I would imagine. The only way he can get in the match is to pin his man. He has that freestyle experience. So I imagine now, for him to be effective, he's going to have to try to get into a throwing position, take his man to the bat. If he can't do that, Heffernan will just continue to add up points.
11-2. No advantage yet.
Not for a while, but he's close.
Boy, it is now. And he has the inside. He has that inside crotch position, the Navy ride too. Try to lift the legs and get some back points if he can. He has 1 minute and 9 seconds to go with a 13-2 lead.
He's just going to cut loose, come back up to the head, start working toward the ball.
Stalemate. That's you see the Iowa bench in the back there. Well, they're all up on their feet. A couple of times tonight, Dan Gable's had to pull Keith Moreland off the mat.
I think he's excited about this.
Yeah, he is.
Well, Dresser has just worn Bailey out.
Leo Bailey. This is a classy wrestler for Oklahoma State, and he's having a tough night. It's 15-2.
Well, he hasn't stopped with a couple of points, Doug.
I'll tell you, this could be a technical fall here.
He continues to stay right after it. When he gets in those positions where a lot of wrestlers would just hang on, well, he continues to move right toward the head with it.
Warning on the bottom.
He reaches through and catches that arm tight, but he lost it. He's going to try to get a tip right in here.
Dresser would like to tip him. If he could, it's over. As it stands, he would win by enough to make it 5 points for Iowa.
He's just controlling this position right now, letting the match come to an end.
Riding time, yes, he did have riding time. Plenty of it, makes it 16-2 Dresser. And a big superior decision for the Hawkeyes at 142 pounds. Dresser over Bailey. Happy coach Dan Gable. He says, well, okay, that's 4 of you. Now let's everybody else go out and do it.
Very impressive so far.
16-3 is the team score. The Hawkeyes over